Hey guys, this is Jake here, just filming my dog. Nah, I'm just kidding. Actually, today I'm going to be talking about the whole Rupert Murdoch kind of scandal that's in the British news at the moment. I think it's in the American news as well. It's a pretty big subject, and it's also a disgusting subject. Some of the things that Rupert Murdoch's newspaper, the News of the World, has been doing is pretty despicable. Clearly, the press around the world basically runs the world, because anything the press publishes can make or break people. The last election in the UK was pretty much decided by the press, because if they're putting stuff on the front of their newspaper about the Conservatives, look who won. It may have been kind of a dodgy win, because it was kind of a split government, so they had to also have the Lib Dems votes to actually get into power. But still, they did get the majority of votes. So ultimately, the press really does hold most of the power. And it's come out recently that the News of the World has been hacking people's phones, which is pretty despicable, considering your phone is supposed to sort of be your private sort of means of communication. Now, one of the worst ones, I think, is to do with a girl called Millie Dowler, who was missing for quite a while until they discovered that she'd actually been murdered. But the News of the World actually hacked her phone and looked into messages from members of her family and her friends and stuff, who were sending her messages and leaving messages on her phone asking where she was, if she was okay. And then this guy, well, let's call him Mr. not douchebag, let's call him Mr. Dirtbag. He went into her phone and deleted messages. He deleted messages of a missing girl. that is despicable. How can you do that? How can you delete something in an ongoing investigation? Some of those messages might have been vital evidence. You never know. They might have they might have been able to find her. Maybe if she was alive at first, which was this time, if she was still alive, she could have been saved with one of those text messages. It could have told the police where she was. But it was deleted. So all that evidence is completely lost. But as if that wasn't bad enough, that they lost some potential evidence, it also gave the family false hope, because it made them think that she was still alive and she was using her phone because she deleted the messages, which wasn't true. Now that is disgusting. That is really disgusting. And then another one that annoyed me, but it's kind of been overshadowed quite a bit, is that they actually hacked into the phones of parents of soldiers from dead soldiers in Afghanistan. And however much you hate what the armed services are doing in other countries, in my opinion, you can't blame the soldier, as it is their job. They're simply just following orders. So so if you kind of agree with that, I hate everything to do with soldiers, well, you're ridiculous, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But they actually hacked into their phones, which is disgusting. What else did they do? They're thinking that now David Cameron, the UK's Prime Minister, could have been in on the whole thing. And of course I wouldn't find it hard to believe that, as the press basically keeps them safe. Basically, they maybe change stuff in the news so they don't receive as much publicity about dodgy stuff that they've been doing. Also, I believe someone said that the day after David Cameron came into power, Rupert Murdoch was pretty much the first person he called. You know, whatever they spoke about then, probably a bunch of deals about keeping stuff quiet, probably. So, yeah, a lot of people believe that David Cameron is going to be the next to, you know, resign. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Everything else is so corrupt, so... So today, there's actually going to be an inquiry. Sorry about that, guys. You know, had to get the dog back out. So, anyway, yeah, as I was saying, there's actually going to be an inquiry into how all of this stuff got to how bad it was going to be. And Rupert Murdoch, his son, I believe. Sorry about this noise. Someone's cutting their grass, clearly. Yeah, some awkward silence. So, Rupert Murdoch, his son, and Rebecca Brooks, who was like the lead publisher sort of person. Alright, so seriously this time, I'm back at home now, so there probably won't be any more awkward silences. It was kind of awkward because, as I said, someone's clearly cutting their grass. I walked past the person cutting their grass as their lawnmower went off. You know, it wasn't very nice. I kind of sped up a little bit before she had a pop at me. And the main point is that I live in a really sort of old neighbourhood. Everyone in my neighbourhood is really old except for me. So me filming myself as I walk along, walking the dog, people probably wouldn't get. Think I'm a freak. But anyway, as I was saying, basically, there's going to be an inquiry today into how all of these sort of scandals got as bad as they did. Rupert Murdoch and his son, and Rebecca Brooks, who was like sort of I think she was basically the leader of the News of the World sort of thing. She agreed to like publish certain pieces by all the writers, and basically she's a bit of a scumbag as well. It seems a bit weird. There's definitely something about her because many of the stories which were actually published in the News of the World were clearly the only reason you would ever get them is because you like stole someone's phone or hacked it, as is the case. But she obviously didn't notice it and let it be published. She also retired now mainly probably because she's trying to save herself from getting even more like pummeled in the news and stuff like that. People are also getting a little bit excited about Rupert Murdoch being on the stand, like getting asked all these really searching questions, because he really doesn't like being in the limelight, and a lot of people think he's going to get angry in the inquiry. So a lot of people are excited about that. I don't particularly understand the hate for him, to be honest. A lot of people hate him because he just owns a lot of stuff, which I don't really understand. I don't really see the problem with expanding your empire, but that's what it is. If anyone can explain to me why people hate him, if there was something he's done in the past, that would be much appreciated. So, to sum up really, bad people. All people in power are pretty much bad. Most people in the British Parliament are all corrupt as hell. There are a lot of dirtbags in the press industry, which a lot of you probably know, as most of them would probably sell their own grandmother for a big story. And we might need another election, because it looks like our Prime Minister might quit, as he seems a bit panicky about the situation as he's in Africa at the moment, and he's cut his stay short. take that in whatever way you want. It might be because he needs to get home and cover something up, or it could just be the fact that, you know, stuff is getting pretty big back home, and it'd be better if he was here to, like, oversee the entire thing. He's also getting annoyed because all the people in Africa are kind of questioning him only about this hacking scandal back in England. So, yeah, it's probably as awkward there as it was for me walking down my street. So, yeah. There are a lot of things that I'm probably going to be talking about in the future. So, if you like what I'm talking about, or you find it a bit controversial, you know, I would like to hear your points. Do a comment, you know, or post another video arguing with me. I really don't care. Just wouldn't mind just seeing other people's points, to be honest. So, yeah, check that out. This channel is pretty much just going to be stuff like that, pretty much. I have another channel as well called Cyber Sector, which is with a couple of friends. So if you like technology and stuff, it's pretty much a technology blog. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say for now. So, traditional Asian farewell, I believe, is in order.